Hello, my beautiful people. I'm Mr. What If here, bringing you a brand new, lovely little video on my small channel on YouTube. So today is gonna be another What If Deku was Joker, except good guy. I believe part 4 or 5. I'm not sure. And recap of the last video. Deku, they did the whole, everybody in class, when they did the whole little fitness test to see who would get expelled, and sadly, the invisible girl did get expelled, so that means the girl with the giant hands quirk will be sent to class 1A. And whoever knows what her name is, the girl from class 1B with the giant hands quirk is, because I just now forgot, please comment it down below in the comment section. Alright, so let's jump into this video. I'll say a few weeks, time skip a few weeks ahead to when, a few days ahead to when All Might bust in a classroom saying, I am here, and we are going to do a little bit of a fitness test. Students versus students, heroes versus heroes versus villains test. So it's going to be students versus students. And then everybody will go put on their hero outfits, and as you can see, this would be Deku's hero outfit. And yes, Deku would have the face paint and everything, because everything you see right here is going to be Deku's outfit. Maybe the gun, but not really, but you know what I mean by the whole outfit. Alright. So, let's make it interesting. So, it's going to be Deku and Jiro versus Bakugo and Kurashima. So yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a mix-up. So Deku and Jiro versus Bakugo and Kurashima. So Deku and Jiro will come up with a plan. When Bakugo comes and attacks Deku like he knows he would, Jiro would use the little speakers on her boots, use her earphone jacks to enhance the speakers, making a sound wave, pushing Bakugo back a little bit, and then Deku can use his green toxic smoke to knock out Bakugo. And then, as Deku expected, Bakugo does come after him and attack both of them, and this is when Deku and Jiro's plan would go into action with the whole thing. And yeah, Jiro does what Deku says to do, and it actually somehow works in Deku's favor. It does not back Bakugo just enough for Deku to emit the green smoke everywhere. So let's into the green smoke and what Bakugo sees. And then this is when Deku will tell Jiro to wait for him on the floor, and he's gonna do a little something to Bakugo to show who's dominant over who. So Deku walks into the green mystic smoke, and everybody that's watching on the cameras can only see smoke, and Jiro run up the floors, and Kurashima is waiting for somebody to come and fight him. They're just waiting there by the bomb. And let's get into the green smoke. So in the green smoke, Deku is toying with Bakugo. Have you guys ever seen, I know there was an episode in the TV series Gotham where the Joker was messing with Bruce with the whole mirror thing, the whole mirror room. Every time you turn around, there's a mirror and it shows you yourself and all of that. Yeah, that's what Deku was basically doing to Bakugo. And then Bakugo has enough and says, I know you're only using this green smoke to enhance my fears, but I'm not scared of you. And then Deku would say, correction, you're scared of us. And then Bakugo would say, what are you talking about? And then this is when Bakugo would turn around, and this is when Bakugo would turn around and see Deku with all of these weird people with outfits and clown masks on. And when he would look at the people with the clown masks, he would see nothing but red dots. And then Deku would say, you're scared of us. And then Bakugo would say, doesn't matter if you use your green smoke to make henchmen or whatever, I'll still beat all of you. And then Deku would say, you really think that this is what I can do? If you're scared of what I can do, imagine with an army like this, what we can do. And Deku would say, Bakugo, I know your biggest secret. Then Bakugo would say, what is it? And then Deku would say, your biggest secret is, you might act like you're all tough and all that, but really, you're nothing. Me and you were meant to do this forever. Me and you were meant to do this forever and ever. And then Bakugo would say, what? And then Deku would say, of course. And then Deku would reach into both pockets and pull out the two pistols. And then all the people in the background will pull out a pistol. As you can see, that guy right there with a gun. And then everybody else will pull out a pistol as well. And Deku will pull out these two pistols you see that Joker has and say, you're scared of not just me, but an army of me. You're scared that somebody will figure it out. And then this is when Deku would start acting like Pennywise, the clown. And then he would say, hiya, Kanchan. You want to play a little game? And then Bakugo would say, go to hell, Deku and all of his people behind him. And then Bakugo would emit a big explosion, and then the smoke would start to clear. Sorry about that. And then Bakugo would turn around, and this is when Deku would be right behind him. And then Bakugo would say, enough, 1v1. And then Deku would say, Bakugo, are you a gambler? And then Bakugo would say, what? And then Deku would say, let's play a little game. You throw your biggest and hardest explosion at me, and if it knocks me out, then you are better than me. But if it doesn't knock me out, you admit, and if it doesn't knock me out, you show your respect to not just me, but to anybody else. And try not to be a villain and be a hero. And then Bakugo will say, I will be a hero, without your consent. And then Deku would say, no. Not with my consent, with everybody else's consent. And then Bakugo would say, deal accepted. So this was when Bakugo would use his, would use his gauntlets and fire, and then All Might would yell into the speaker, don't do it, and then, but it's too late, and it hits Deku head on. And then a few seconds go by, the smoke clears, and Deku is just laughing maniacally. Like, Deku is laughing like if it tickled. And then Deku tells Bakugo, is that all you got? Because I was hoping there were going to be a little bit more firepower to it. And then Bakugo was like, no way. That was the strongest explosion in my arsenal. And then Bakugo would use a second gauntlet, and this time, the second gauntlet would actually destroy the remainder of Deku's clothing, so he'll have a little bit of clothing on him. And then everybody would see that Deku doesn't look like how he looked it before in the locker room, especially the boys. The boys are like, wait a minute, Deku doesn't look all bony and beat up. He actually looks really muscular, like jacked, like he's ripped. And then Bakugo would yell saying, you wanted me to attack you with both of my strongest explosions so you could enhance your strength, you little brat. You little damn nerd. And then Deku would say, this is the second time somebody has guessed something right. Or should I say you have guessed something right. First time for you, for knowing the truth. And then Bakugo would say the truth about what? And then this is when Deku would start laughing and say the truth about reality. You can never beat me. And you never will. And then Bakugo would rush head on at Deku, and Deku would easily move out the way. And then Bakugo would try to turn around, doing a back explosion. But Deku would move fast enough. At the split second, Deku would, of course, straight up box Bakugo in the nose, actually breaking Bakugo's nose and making his nose bleed. And then Bakugo would say, you wanted this. And then Deku would say, no, you chose this. And then before Deku knocks Bakugo out, Deku says, remember who I am. And then Bakugo would say, what do you mean? Remember, what is my name? Then Deku would say, what is my name? And then Bakugo would say, Deku. And then Izuku would say, no, what's my real name? Then Bakugo would say, I don't know, what is it? And then Deku would say, remember it well. My name is Joker. And then Deku punches Bakugo, sending him flying out of the glass, punching him, sending him flying out of the glass, out of the building, and slamming directly onto the street, creating a little bit of a small crater. And then this is when Deku would run all the way up to the floor where the bomb is, and sorry about that. This is when I apologize for that. This is when Deku would run up to where Jiro is, and he sees that Jiro is actually holding her own against Kirishima. And then Deku would say, I'm impressed with your efforts, Jiro. And then Jiro would say, really? And then Deku would say, yes. Now let me have some fun. And then this is when Deku and Kirishima will go blow for blow. Punches are connecting and everything. And then Deku would realize that Kirishima quirk kind of works the same way. And then Deku would say, let me guess, your quirk allows you to take damage, but the more damage you take, the stronger you'll get. And then Kirishima says, yeah, same for your quirk. And then Deku would say, yes. And then they would keep going blow for blow, but Deku knows that even people with hardening quirks have a limit, and Kirishima is reaching his limit. And then Kirishima is about to reach his limit, and Deku sees Kirishima start to stagger a little bit, and this is when Deku goes in for a finishing blow, connecting right into Kirishima's stomach, sending Kirishima smack directly into a wall, and Kirishima is knocked out. And this is when Deku would say, ladies first, and Jiro would touch the bomb, and the hero team has won, and for everybody else, it goes the same, except, well, for everybody else, it would go well, and all of that, so yeah. And then later in the day, Deku would start to walk home. And this is when Mr. Aizawa would stop Deku before Deku walks out of the gates and asks Deku to stay for and then this is when Mr. Aizawa said, "I call your mother and told her that you'll be staying for extracurricular classes today." And then Deku would say, "Why did you tell my mother that?" And then Deku would correct Mr. Aizawa, says, "That's not my mother, it's my stepmother. But yeah, what did you tell her that for?" And then Mr. Aizawa says, "Me and you are gonna have a little one-on-one combat training." And then, of course, Bongo would hear this and says, "Why does he get to have a little special treatment?" And then of course, Mr. Aizawa tells Bakugo to go home. This has nothing to do about him. And then this is when All Might and Kurashima would walk up to Aizawa. Baku would walk up to Aizawa, Deku, and a pistol of Bakugo, saying that, "I have my student I'll be fighting. Do you have yours, Mr. Aizawa?" And then Mr. Aizawa would tell All Might yes. And then Bakugo would say, "Why did that messy redhead kid get to stay as well? Fight against you, All Might?" And then All Might would say yes. And then Bakugo would say, "Why does Deku and that redhead get to stay? Get to have an extra boost in help?" And then Mr. Aizawa would use his quirk and tell Bakugo to go home, and Bakugo was automatically pissed off and go home. And then this is when Mr. Aizawa and All Might would say to Kurashima and Deku, "Are you two ready for teachers versus hero? Teacher versus students battle." And Kurashima and Deku look at each other and both say yes. And I'll be ending this part off right here. So like, subscribe, comment down below on how you guys like this part. And comment down below, should I give Kurashima one for all? And yeah, have a great day, fams. Catch you in the next part.